My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'm your host. Welcome to Pepp Talks, the interactive weekly interview show which covers hot topics and commentary on notable Black cinema throughout history. Oh my God, excuse me. Each week, I invite you to throw on your PJs, mud mask, and get comfy with me and my celebrity guests, where we dish our takes on movies, music, drama, and our favorite trends and products. That's French for products. This is honestly a celebration of all things that I love. Makeup, Black culture, and connecting with each and every one of you. And there are lots of you today, and that chat is popping off. I will be in the comments, by the way. And so if you see me looking down, it's because I'm spying on your lives. Today's guest and movie are the fabulous Natalie Wynn, aka ContraPoints, and Mahogany, the classic Mahogany. Okay. But first, before we begin, let me get into this. I have a question for you. I am so over. Whenever I join a new website, I'm trying to get with it because there's a lot of websites that I'm joining now. There's like more websites now that I'm making up passwords for and joining than there were 10 years ago, right? And so whenever I join a new website, I use the suggested strong password from my computer. Okay, but then the next time I visit the website, I can never remember what the damn password is. And I'm like maybe on a different browser or something, and it doesn't like suggest it again, or it won't like fill it in. What? I know how to use my computer. So chill out in the comments. I'm not even going to look in the comments because I know what y'all are saying. The point is, welcome to the show. And help me welcome to the show our fabulous guest, our illustrious guest, the one, the only, the fabulous Natalie Wynn. Hello, Natalie.
Hey, Gorge.
Hi, Gorge.
How are you? I'm feeling hot after that intro. I'm feeling infernal.
Yes, good. Burn, baby, burn.
Burning.
Well, first off, what are your pronouns? Tell everyone. I know, but let's know.
She and her.
Gorge.
Most
Hey, no, we're not keeping anybody in boxes here.
No.
I have a question for you. Oh, yes. Oh, wait, actually, beforehand, if you are watching on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, please, hold up. I'm having a technical difficulty here. I got it. I see it, Raif. Everyone, this is Raif. Raif, come on the camera. You have to. You have to.
Hello.
Oh, hi, my darling.
Hello. Thank you for doing that.
How are you? Yes. You good? Okay. How was your week, Raif? You good? You feeling good? You ready for the show?
Yeah, totally.
You didn't know. You didn't know Natalie that much, as much as you. I believe. I'm not putting you on the spot, but you haven't had the opportunity to sit in the same room, proverbial room, with Natalie before, and so now you are. I know that you've fallen in love with Natalie.
Yeah, and I've been texting you behind the scenes like, I'm going to subscribe. I love her. As we're talking about you, and she's sitting right here.
We were talking about, I know, that's so rude. That's so rude. Okay, right, get back to work. Okay. If you're watching on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook, please check the link in the description or my Twitch profile to leave me a tip, me and Raif a tip, to support the production of the show. It is free to watch, but it is not free to put on. Okay. So please donate by hitting the tip button so that we can bring you the very best every single week. Okay. Natalie, I got a hard-hitting question for you.
All right. I'm ready.
Okay. In the bathroom.
Oh boy.
On the wall.
Okay.
The roll of toilet paper on the dispenser.
Okay.
Over or under?
Over.
Oh my God, thank you. I wanted to wait. Yeah, hello. Hello.
I'm not trying to untangle the thread of civilization.
Well, doesn't it feel like that whenever you encounter an under? It's like stressful.
It is, yeah. It's like a little disturbing to think why you would want it to like roll towards the wall. I don't know. It just seems it's hazardous, unless you have a cat.
I was just about to say that. And I don't have a cat, but I was as the single gals sometimes do. I was entrenched in cat videos this weekend, and I finally found my first cat with toilet paper video, which I'm sure that there's millions of them. But I watched the first one for the first time, and it was like, if you have a cat, you better turn your paper around because the cat will get it, and that makes complete sense to me. Other than that, you're a heathen if you have it under.
Agreed. Yeah, if you have a cat, we'll allow it. We'll allow it. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, we're going deep. We're going deep here.
Okay.
You can be as diplomatic with this as you want.
Okay.
But I have I'll preface it just to give you. I have a lot of friends who are obviously drag queens and comics and entertainers and things like that. And many of them say that, political correctness is like killing the art of stand-up comedy. That's the preface. So are self-described social justice warriors and progressives the key to the future or the barrier?
Yes.
I hate to be so binary.
I mean, I feel like that, I'm progressive. I've been called a social justice warrior 25,000 times in my life. So I feel like I understand the cause, right? I think that, if you look at how many comedy shows have we all been to, and it's like, they're just dominated by white men who think that being an asshole is the height of comedy. Like, so I understand not liking that. I also do think that, part of what makes comedy is like that it helps us engage with the pain, and that lets us go to dark places, and it lets us make light of that. And it makes there's kind of a redemptive thing about that. And I do think that sometimes I worry that, people who sort of are over eager not to give, entertainers the benefit of the doubt, I find the funniest comedy it goes right up to the line and then doesn't quite cross it. but in order to find out where the line is, sooner or later, you're going to go a little bit over it. We need to find a way to give people feedback that's not, that's not just destroying them. I think, I guess that's my thought about this is like, yeah, that's the job of comedy. It's to ride the line, but we also need to have a way to kind of critique what people are saying on stage.
I completely agree with that. It is a bit of a rock and a hard place kind of situation because, we want to be able to have fun. But we also want to have get ahead in the world. Besides what you already have going on, the whatever endeavors, your YouTube channel, social media, like way past that, like besides whatever you have already got going on in the works, even things that we don't know about. If you could open a small business, like a physical small business, what would it be? A store, an agency, some kind of school?
Maybe like a music shop. I think I like music. I play the piano, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe like a place where teachers could come. I used to teach piano lessons, so I've always thought like a lot of times teachers they need a place to teach. So maybe a studio with practice rooms and piano rooms and a place. I don't know. I like music. That I think I could live with myself running that business.
Okay. I would go to take piano lessons from you. Raif, can you see that thing? There it is. Yeah, move that all the way to this. It's like out of the, yeah, because it's blocking the words. Okay. What's next? Okay, so here we go. I would like you to repeat after me.
Okay.
And then finish the sentence. You can't tell by looking at me, but ...
You can't tell by looking at me, but I wasn't. You can't tell by looking at me, but I'm biologically interesting.
Interesting?
Well,
Wait, did you say interesting?
interesting.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm also just challenging people to. I'm just challenging people to say that that they can't tell. I don't know. I just like to play games with people because because what is the point?
It's true. And we're all biologically interesting in some way, I guess.
We are.
I wasn't necessarily inferring something physical, but
Oh, you can't tell by looking at me, but I'm a bad person. My past is filled with
We finally got it here. Here's the confession. Finally, she confessed to it.
My dark confessions. Well,
with
just
all
don't
of
check.
the internet.
Yeah. Please, just don't check under my floorboards. Whatever you do.
There better be money under there.
Sure, okay, that's what it is. Money.
Okay, let me check these comments. Let me go ahead, Raif. Let me look at these damn comments, see what people are saying. The mouthful of being biologically interesting says Bjork prep puss something. Serving fish, yes. Sleepiest dog. We're gonna give a shout out to Sleepiest Dog, our mod. Do we have any other mods in the house? Raif, forgive me for not knowing, but do we? I guess, well, you probably can't tell right now, but if there's another mod.
Someone called us Pepperpoints.
Pepper. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. She has a human centipede. Oh my God. Under the floorboard. Sounds like a fun evening to me, honey. Hello from Ireland. Yes, Pepperpoints. Okay, we're going to do something with that. Beyonce material breakdown. I wasn't expecting that question. Yeah. Oh, Beyonce mental breakdown. Love you both. What's the discussion? Darling, that we're discussing Natalie here, and then we're discussing the movie Mahogany. I forgot the damn movie. Look it up. It was free, and it was on the damn poster. Okay, here we go. Next question. Folks, listen. Head over to my Patreon if you would like to see me and Natalie Wynn talk about the worst meal she ever made, how often she uses the block or mute feature. Natalie struggles with the kinds of content and choices that she makes. Gosh, that makes it sound so much deeper than and her biggest pet peeve. Ow. Okay, we didn't actually ask that one question. So how often do you here's like a real quick question. And do we have any don't we usually have some, Raif, don't we usually have some Patreon questions here? Am I wrong? Well, the point is I have a question for you. You can text me that answer, Raif. Natalie, question for you. What's the deal with like the block? How often do you exercise the block or mute feature?
The block and mute is self-care. Like, I don't think that it is not, like, if you have more than like 10,000 followers on Twitter, that website, that app is not usable unless you are muting left and right.
It's true.
Take care of yourself.
So we're going to try to get to those questions after Mahogany. Do you think that you can double time there, Raif? I'm sorry. See if you can. Let's go into Mahogany, shall we? Oh, wow. Yeah. I see what you mean. Okay, we didn't do it. It's all good. No problem, Raif. Here we go. Mahogany, get me in. Okay, so here's the synopsis, y'all. This is important for y'all to know for a few reasons. This is a struggling design student, Tracy, played by Diana Ross, the boss, the Black woman boss, because I know a lot of people refer to Bruce Springsteen as the boss. She goes from rags to riches when a chance meeting with a hotshot fashion photographer, Sean, played by Anthony Perkins, aka Psycho, the movie, leads to a runway life as a life as a runway model in Rome. That's what happens. Despite her success, Tracy's diva antics may destroy her relationship with social activist Brian, played by the very sexy Billy D. Williams, and as well as her respect in the fashion world. That's the synopsis. Okay, so I don't know why I'm yelling. Natalie, I know that you have this, just because I believe that you are so steeped in queer culture expounded that you have heard of this movie and have encountered this movie beforehand. So when was the first time you saw it, and what was your overall impression the first time you saw it, if there was a first time?
I've heard of the movie before. I've heard references to it, but I had never seen it until I watched it for this show.
Work. Okay.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, very many of the some of, I can't say Queen's English, but a lot of the modern drag references, some of them come from this movie, both visual and verbal, the words, and especially folks that are within the ripple of the drag race culture, because RuPaul loves Diana Ross and Mahogany, the movie specifically. And so many of the acting scenes and many of the challenges are loosely based on the movie. And if you love everything Beyonce's ever done, then you like some of the stuff that Diana Ross did as Mahogany in this movie, because some of the photos and things and inspiration definitely comes from Mahogany. But not only for Dreamgirls, the movie, but then even some of the other stuff, some other photos that Beyonce has done. If I was better prepared, then I would have showed you an example, but you're just going to have to trust me.
It's a beautiful movie. To look at the movie. I mean, it's one of those movies that you could watch it on mute and have a great time because it just looks so good.
It looks gorgeous. They should take, I mean, honestly, 100%. I think that's the movie's biggest claim to fame is how iconic it is visually. You could totally watch it, and you might get a little bit crazy, or might get a little what's going on around that scene when they in the car when he's driving and doesn't have his hand on the steering wheel. Because it gets a little trippy. Taking
pictures of her "I'm about to die" faces. Yeah.
That was a little crazy. Let's scroll up there, Raif, please. So let's break it down. What did you think of the acting in this movie?
I would say it's mixed. It's a little over the top and play. I would say some of that is like the script. There's some weird lines. What is it when she puts milk in his megaphone and she says something like, "It was I who turned that trumpet of yours into a horn of plenty." Yes. I'm just I mean,
all of a sudden it's Shakespeare.
Yeah, it sounds like Shakespeare. Yeah, it's wow, why was that in the script? I mean, I love it. I love that it was.
I agree. I think it was so it's campy in a way.
Yeah.
The horn of plenty line was so it was a little bit of a miss, but it's so cute. But you're 100% right. I was expecting her to at least say have a little quip about something that's dairy related. That's what I would.
Yes.
But every type of food, horn of plenty. What?
I had to go back and play that line a couple more times just to make sure I heard right.
and then I was like, is he not the actor, but is the character gonna even understand what she's talking about in that moment?
Yeah,
I completely agree. I think I agree with you. The acting is definitely over the top in some places, and most of the movie, to be honest with you. I think Anthony Perkins, who plays Sean, his acting is probably the most
He's scary. I'm afraid.
He's scary. I believe him. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
scary.
afraid of this man.
He's got
Yeah.
that creepy thing down
Yeah.
pat. And so it's well done. I think it's the most layered. I guess that's what I was trying to say of the actors in this movie. And his calls for more of a layered thing, because it's initially like me looking at this through the lens of 2021, I'm thinking, oh, this guy instantly, I don't trust him because he seems like a serial killer. Now, maybe this is just because I just watched Psycho, the movie, but
well, I don't think it's just that, but it is like I was expecting. Yeah, I would not have been surprised if this character had a room full of taxidermy birds. Like,
exactly.
It was like a similar vibe.
Yeah, he was a little creepy, and so I didn't know. Like, I was like, "Girl, watch out! Don't go with him." Like, that's what I was thinking.
Those darts in the face of the model.
Yeah,
that's running
the
out of
first
there.
time.
Yeah,
That's the like, and she's like moving it over, like, no, girl, run.
You run far away. Yeah.
But there wasn't any like major moment where the spoiler alert where his character like. Okay, there was a major moment, but there wasn't any major moment where that creepiness turned into like just I trapped you. I don't think. It was more kind of like subtle, and he was like trying to mess with her mind, it seemed like, which was really manipulative. And like what his moment in the when he bid, I don't know, $5 or whatever the 500 things is in
Italian
lira
money.
and Italian money. When he bid that low amount on her, like she came out she was in a fashion show, world-class model, like supermodel of her time. And she was supposed to be she was in a fashion show where she was supposed to wear someone else's clothes. And she surprised everyone and came out in her own clothes because she's a designer and she makes her own clothes. And so she came out in her own outfit, which surprised everyone. But it was an auction, which was also a little like, me too, what's going on here? And they were and they were bidding on the models. And so no one was bidding on her because I think it was just like too off the wall or not what they expected. And so she was, and Anthony Perkins' character like bid like $5, like something so crazy. And then the whole audience started laughing. And it was very abusive. So I thought that was well acted and well kind of written and kind of well developed. Until it reminded me of just how much it was in the 70s it was. Like it had that 60s and 70s thing where there's like a fight or a struggle, but the fight is just tension and there's no real movement happening. And there's just a look in their eye and there's also no music. It's real bizarre. And so the moment in the room with he and Billy D. Williams with the gun, it was kind of strange because they're just like,
yeah, that's like a type of scene. Like we don't do that kind of like that style of like stage combat anymore, where you can have two characters just holding a gun and that's 15 seconds, right?
Yeah.
It feels uncomfortable now, but yeah, it's like totally normal and like 70s like trope. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was a little, I mean, with the Anthony Perkins character, because it's like, I mean, for him, it's about power, right? Because another thing, it's sort of it's implied that he's gay, and so it's not that he's like sexually like that motivated to abuse these models, but like he still has this need to have control over them, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Which is a very real thing, right?
Yeah,
like,
sure, of course,
and there's lots of queer gatekeepers, who historically have like used the patriarchy or even racism to, control the people, the women that they're around, the models. And probably, I'm sure that the nastiest, most, cunty comments have come from queens, gay guys, telling them the models that they're too fat or that they're too this or that, you know what I mean? That just seems like something some gay would say. I'm sorry.
He wants to put her in her place, right? It's that she has audacity to wear her own dress or like, right. Yeah.
Which actually looks so good. I was like, God, it's so much better looking than all the others. That's the weird part.
When the credits hit me, it said costumes designed by Diana Ross. And I
don't know. The reason why they were able to do that is because it was like I think it's one of those like art blurs with reality line because, you know,
Oh, yeah.
the producer and director was Barry Gordy, who kicked out Florence Ballard and moved Diana Ross. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to badmouth Diana Ross, but there was some relations there. You know, she had a baby with him, and he was the group's manager. And so the story, I'm talking about the story, basically the story of Dreamgirls, for y'all that don't know, is loosely based on the story of the Supremes, the singing group that Diana Ross was in. And that's how she rose to fame. And so the manager of the group, of the music group, was Barry Gordy, who is also the head of Motown Records. And so he wielded a lot of power. This is one of Motown's first movies, or first like major movies. And it wasn't even like a huge hit at the box office, but it is definitely like a campy sort of cult, not even cult, like it's just a camp classic. I'll call it a camp classic. And so what did you think of this storyline?
I thought it was, I mean, I got interested in like the character Tracy, like her, it's kind of like dark, I think. Like, and I mean, it's realistic, but like they sort of frame it as, I guess what I see as like the central conflict is that she has to choose between her own advancement in the world. That's the movie makes her make this choice between like her own career and, you know, being an activist, basically. Like, where she's supposed to choose between, is she going to make it big? Is she going to be a superstar in fashion? Or is she going to stay in Chicago and, you know, help her people? And at the end, I guess she sort of, also spoilers, I guess it felt like she really kind of is limited by the world because it's like the only way that she can sort of, you know, she's unsatisfied with her own career, and she ends up being, I need to go home, like to, you know, this man, Billy D. Williams, right? And she's sort of at his side as an activist, but you know, I feel like she's also kind of lost her independence and lost her career at the end.
You know what? And the thing that surprised me so much is that, another spoiler, y'all, but we're not spoiling it because, y'all, we asked you to watch the movie before the show. One of the things that's really interesting to me and kind of sucks to me, even after the climax of the movie, or the part, like, you know, I guess the real like climax is when they get in the car accident and Sean dies. But I think it's really I think it was terribly unfair, like building on what you just said, that Billy D. Williams comes all the way to Italy, to Europe. Obviously, there's no other reason. He comes there to be with get his woman. And then he still has like this, you're living a fantasy, just come back to the real world kind of, what are you doing kind of attitude, when he's the one who couldn't even get elected. You know what I mean? Like, he's telling her that she's a failure. What? And she's on top of the billboards. I don't get it.
Well, it's like I said, there's this kind of like sadness beneath the surface of this whole movie, I think, because she's so alone. Like, she doesn't have friends and allies. Like, she's on her own, and the men that are around her are just resentful, and they cannot stand to see her succeed.
All of them, even her lover.
All of them. Yeah. So it's I don't know. You really feel you're like there's this sense of just how alone she is and having ambition.
Sleepiest Dog, will you please post a link to the trailer for people? I guess people could just Google the trailer. But go look for the trailer, y'all. But Sleepiest Dog, if you can post a link, but don't leave here, you know, don't be going on, opening another window and stay here in the room, y'all. And so what else was I going to say? Oh, let me check the comments. That's what I was going to say. Right, I'm sorry. Thank you, Sleepiest Dog. Oh, the full movie is available on YouTube for y'all that want to know. Check this out. If I'm guessing that there must be someone here who's a Drag Race fan, and if you are, and if you meaning you watch Drag Race, then but if you've heard RuPaul say 5 sentences, something she has said has been from this movie. Thank you, Sleepiest Dog, for the trailer and the video. It's the whole movie is available on YouTube. Pepp Queen, you look so good. Oh, thank you. Teal, you know, teal is my favorite color, folks. If there's any gifts that you have to give me, just do it in teal. I got here way late. Okay. Cheer, Jesse. Thank you. I'd love to see Pepp beating Lady.
This is one of my characters. I haven't done it in a long time, but I used to have this character called Lady Foppington, who's like a
Foppington?
Marie Antoinette kind of like.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. She the queen of the fops.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to do a collabo. We talked about it online for like a brief moment after I was so jealous to see Derek Barry in 2 episodes ago of yours, I think like 2 episodes ago.
Oh yeah, on The Voice. Yeah.
So I want, if you let me know and I'll come, I'll do anything. I'll read I don't know what this to do, but I'll do it. Okay, I can't see, you got Derek. Derek is excellent at doing character voices.
Yes, the impersonation.
I'm not. Yeah. Okay. These comments are coming in. I can't even read. Honey, my eye. Follow ContraPoints. That's right. Please, everybody, follow ContraPoints. I mean, most of y'all are probably already following ContraPoints. I'm so glad I made it to this stream. I haven't been doing so well all for the past couple of days, and it just feels so good to see your pretty face. It makes my day. Thank you so much. Lisette cares. I'm sorry, I got to get so close to read the damn video. Okay, somebody needs a remake. This person keeps saying it needs remake. Ronnie McLovin says something needs a remake. What? And somebody's like, whoa. Every time I get close, they're like, whoa. Okay, I won't, darling. I got message received.
Your chat is really cute. I like how cute they're being.
I think they're gorgeous. They're so sweet, and everybody's really nice. I'm 6 here. Oh, it's 6 a.m. here. 6 a.m. Honey, where are you, in Australia? Yeah, good grief, something like that. It needs to be remarked. What are you talking about? It must need to be remarked.
They're quoting Lady Foppington, his character.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I don't know Lady Foppington.
I caught there's like stans of mine who just like show up in the chat and just like spam quotations.
Spam it with your
yes.
And then like totally disorient the current host.
It's very confusing to anyone else.
You're disorienting me. Okay, so let's go to the thing. Okay, so what impact? Okay, here we go. When I saw this movie has crept in and out of my life in some way, shape, or form. This was my first time seeing the whole movie as well. I've obviously seen clips, and I have scenes committed to memory. The first time I like completely memorized a scene was the main confrontation scene between Diana Ross and Billy D. Williams' character when he comes to get her and she's coming back home from the party and that stuff is on her face. I don't know what that is on her face. And she's like, the girls love me, the boys love me, everybody wants me. I'm Mahogany. That scene we had to, it was the audition scene for RuPaul's Drag Race. And so for like 10 years. And so if you auditioned more than once for RuPaul's Drag Race, that was basically what you had to do. And so I became very good at memorizing that and remembering what it was. Don't worry, I'm going to change it, right? And so what was the personal impact of this movie on your life? On
my life?
Yeah, if any, like what in terms of like any influence or anything. You said you were kind of aware of the movie and maybe some of the clips and things beforehand. And so in what way do you think that the impact of this movie on pop culture has influenced anything that you have experienced?
Well, I think my awareness is probably a lot of people today is through RuPaul. Like, of course. I think that's how this has like filtered into culture. That's how this is kept alive is probably through Drag Race.
Yeah, no doubt. That's true.
I liked though. I mean, that's one thing I like about Drag Race is that it's like so like hyper referential, you know, like so many pieces of media and like crossing like generations. It's. I mean, I love going back to like be able to watch like, you know, some of these things that I'd never heard of. So yeah, somehow I never had watched this movie, but I'm happy I did.
I'm glad. Me too. I think it was Raif's suggestion. So thank you, Raif. Does this movie hold any relevance to today? Could it be remade as is today? Or are there anything that's like kind of leave that in the past kind of elements to it?
Well, unfortunately, I think it probably is pretty relevant. Right? I think that a lot. This is basically just happened now, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of these, I mean, how old is the Me Too movement? Not very old. And I think that, I mean, I'm not really involved in the fashion industry, but my guess is that racism has not been ended in the fashion industry. So, yeah, I think a lot of it probably holds up.
Yeah. Somebody's like, but is it fashion?
Is it fashion?
Yeah.
It is.
Yes, it is. It is. Somebody says leftist video.
Actually, one thing you might have to change is that the opening scene and the close, like that framing, that fashion show that she's doing in Rome, like, is gorgeous. But I wonder, like, today, I mean, it's kind of a lot of white models wearing kabuki. I don't know.
Yeah. Honestly, any of the models who aren't of Asian descent wearing, these like kimonos and things like that, and the like eyeliner. I mean, I guess nobody has a market on eyeliner, but you're completely right. Like it wafts of cultural appropriation just a little bit in the beginning, you're completely right about that.
They're also kind of like they're sort of mixing, like, because like they're doing sort of kabuki style like looks, and then there's like Chinese dragons. It's like it's a little bit all over the place.
It's a little bit. This is before people were using the word Asian. They were totally saying Oriental for people. They were like, get some Oriental things up here. So how one of the reasons why I started this like whole series is because I have a very good girlfriend. We were like movie partners whenever we could go to movies in real life. And we would go to everything, scary movies, dramedies, whatever. And then I noticed that whenever there was an opportunity to go to like a Black film, a film that was either predominantly Black cast or written or whatever, that she just didn't really have the same kind of fervor to go to some of those that she would to some of the others. And I realized, like, seeing Black films just isn't a part of her like thing. And so how important do you think it is to see and support Black films and art?
I think it's very important. I think especially if you are American, like, white people are not, if you're white American, white people are not the only people in this country. And if you want to understand the soul of this nation, and if you want to understand like the people who live in your, like, you have to go out of your way a little more to consume Black culture and watch Black movies, but you should. I think that it's part that is part of being American to me. is that if you actually like this country, then you should like all the people here, and you should do the work to understand what other experiences are like.
That is right, y'all. Okay, let me check these comments real quick. I just need to see the movie they're talking about. Well, you can. It's in the chat. It's
on
called
YouTube.
Mahogany. It's free. It's on YouTube. Folks are saying it. Sleepiest Dog is okay. Wow, Sleepiest Dog is on top of it in that comments. Natalie and Pepp, how do you? I wish I could stop these comments. How do you feel about a lot of trans? Oh, I can't see it. Grab that comment, Raif. I can't. It disappeared so fast. I don't know if we can. Oh, damn it. I'm sorry. The person who had a question. Damn. I'm sorry. I'm not that. Oh, Natalie Pepp, how do you feel about a lot of trans femmes' distaste of drag? Drag can be triggering and make people dysphoric, but I personally take lots of inspo from my trans foremothers who did drag. I think that's a great question. What do you think there, Natalie?
Yeah, people ask me that question a lot. I got a lot of questions from, I do have a Patreon AMA every month, and people ask me, you seem to like drag. They want to know why, because I guess a lot of trans women, they find it like, oh, is this like a parody of my identity? And it's like, you know, so first, like drag is not a monolith, right? Like there's, you know, obviously like there are cis men who are queens who, you know, are transphobic, and like sometimes there is an element of transphobia, but trans people have been part of drag since the beginning, and to just say, oh, I don't like any drag that makes me uncomfortable, like I don't know, there's an art, we're talking about an art form of, you know, sort of performing gender, like that's very interesting to me as a trans person. I don't see it as an you know, I don't see it inherently as a threat. I think that if you think that all drag is transphobic, I don't know, find better drag.
I mean, hello.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And start with drag
Dan
artists
Peppermint.
that are
Yeah.
trans. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but there's no, look, y'all, there's no denying that there are look, transphobia is rooted in misogyny. And misogyny is in every profession and every corner, every single thing in this world, but definitely in this country. And, you know, so it's going to be anywhere where bunches of people congregate. Even in women's spaces, misogyny rears its head.
Oh, absolutely.
And so drag is not, I mean, I know that drag specifically deals with gender and positions itself with gender in a way that many other things don't directly. But, you know, it's the other professions and expressive arts are not free from the shackles of the patriarchy. And so other things are just as transphobic. Bathrooms, like, you know, whatever. And so drag can be, but it's not drag that's transphobic. It's the drag entertainers who are, like Natalie says, it's those entertainers. But the art form of drag is friendly. It's for everybody. It's for us all.
I think sometimes people, you know, I think, especially when it comes to cis men being drag queens, like some people are kind of, something makes them uncomfortable, and that's okay. You're allowed to be uncomfortable about things, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean the thing is bad, right? Like sometimes that's something you need to work through, right? Like it's you know, I'm a trans woman, so I sort of understand where people are coming from, but I also think that like cis men can be cross-dressers. We should support that also, because that is part of the overall project of like liberating all people from the you know, oppressive gender norms, right? And part of that means that, you know, I feel like trans people, our goal should not be like, oh, well, only women are allowed to wear dresses, and if you do that, you have to identify as a woman. Like, no. That's not the goal.
That's taking us right back into the dark ages.
Yeah, well, that's like that's like transphobic feminists. Like that's literally what they say that we think. So
Yeah.
it's not actually think that.
Let's see are there any another comment there? So since we have a couple minutes there, do the drag racers, producers, and film catch those references when the queens slip them in? Thank you, Raif. Wow. Yes, they do. Says Squid Vicious, not Sid Vicious. I love it. Yes, many of them do. I mean, look, I've only been there for one season. I only did one season, so I don't know. But when I got there, there were certainly people from who had been there many seasons before me. Most notably, obviously, besides like the director and you know, those show's producers, my drag daughter on my season, that we had to put the crew into drag, and so I got Sarge, who's probably one of the most well-known now crew members and a camera person there at the show. And I birthed my drag daughter as Wintergreen. And so Sarge gets all the references. I mean, Sarge is basically a queen. You know, he's some straight guy, does his thing, but he knows all the references, and he is quick to read the girls. And I was like, many of us were like, oh, you know, clutching our pearls. So yeah, the crew, they learn all these like queenisms, you know. Sometimes it's like, okay, Mary, just hold the camera, you know?
We don't need more extra input from you. Yeah.
We don't need any extra. Let's go back to the script, right? Okay, so just another reminder before the show, we talked about the worst meal that Natalie's ever made, how often she uses the block or mute feature, Natalie struggles with the kinds of content choices that she makes, and her biggest pet peeve. Natalie, you are absolutely amazing. I'm a huge fan. Oh, Caswell, my gay husband has a question. And I promised him that I would ask this question of you. It is, when you are, how much time do you put into producing an episode? And since they come out pretty much every month, I would imagine, or like a month and a half or so, that it takes that long to obviously do them. But I think his question was specifically in terms of your script writing and, how much time, like how long does it take you to write the script? He's creating some content and is like, he drives himself crazy with his script, and it takes him like 3 months to do a weekly show.
It's okay. So. It's okay. I mean, to write a good script, there's no fast way to do that. It takes me a long time. I mean, it takes me, especially as my videos have kind of gotten longer and longer, it takes me longer to write the script. I mean, the last video I did called JK Rowling, the script on that, I mean, this video is an hour and a half long. So with the script, we're talking about 13,000 words. That is a lot.
Oh my.
That's I mean, what is that? 40 pages? Like, it's long. And so, yeah, it took me weeks to write it. And I feel like my process, before I even began typing things out, there's research, I'm doing like reading, I'm collecting tweets, I'm watching movies or TV shows that I think might be related. And I'm just kind of like filling my brain with, ideas about the topic. And then I usually write this big chaotic like notes, or I'll have like a note on my phone, like that has just, a lot of times like 3,000 words of notes, just anything I think of, I'll put in there. And then I start organizing stuff, and it sort of over time becomes a script. So yeah, I relate. It's writing is the hardest part for me. It really is. It's hard to write. It's hard to write.
It's impeccably, I mean, I think this, but I just fell into the black hole of ContraPoints, and I think that it's so beautifully cerebral but extremely entertaining. I mean, I think this, what you're doing, but it's such a gift and a pleasure, and it's such a I love watching the videos, and they're like an hour and a half. I'm like, oh well, that's what I'm doing tonight, and it's great. And so I just want the most for you. I'm so happy that everyone's here watching, and I think most of these people probably are. Based on these comments, most of these people are definitely already subscribers. But if you're not, please make sure you go and follow ContraPoints right now. Follow Natalie at her ContraPoints, everything, channel, YouTube. Join her Patreon and all of her socials, YouTube and Patreon. Thank you, Sleepiest Dog. And that's what it is. And she's on Twitter right now.
I'm sorry. Just say that I am.
And so follow her there. And yeah, maybe we'll do a little collab in the future. Who knows? Maybe
I would love that. Yeah.
I would love that. I would love that. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. And we would love to have you back anytime. You are absolutely amazing. And I'm gonna send you off now with love while I continue. Feel free to watch from backstage or whatever you'd like to do. But I'm gonna go on to our next segment of the show. It is our skincare and makeup segment. Raif, hit it. Oh, there we go. That was fast. Hello. Welcome back. This is our skincare And did I send you a thing? Yeah, this is our skincare favorite products of the week. And the product of the week is Advocate lipstick, which I don't have in my hand right now. I forgot to pull it out of the basket, but we have a video and a picture of it. So we'll roll that. And so Advocate lipstick, it was brought to me, sent to me by Deja Smith, who's a fabulous makeup artist. She happens to be makeup artist to the stars, probably most notably Laverne Cox. And so together, she and Dee Tranny Bear, who are of D&D DD Pro, sent me a beautiful gift basket here of products and different things, but the Advocate lipstick is beautiful. And so I just wanted to uplift it. I have the lipstick on now. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the line is designed to utilize makeup in an effort to increase awareness and acceptance of the diversity of lipstick wearers. Equality nonprofit says, I wore lipstick receives $1 donated from every product sold. It goes for $18, and you can find it on, I think, advocate.com. I think there. Oh, look at my beautiful hands. That's just beautiful. I love that beautiful bean footage. There we go. So these are the two colors here. I have it on right now. And we're swatching it. Ooh, yes, queen, shut up. And if you look in the background, that's Dee and Deja in the back. Thank you. Loving the nails. Okay. That was, I did that before I got my manicure done since then. So that's that. So you can get that. I'm not sure where the website is. Right, for the next week's script, if we could always put the website so I can tell people where they can get it. But you can get it online, no doubt. And its website is, okay, yeah, that's the website. Closing segment is right here, y'all. If you are just joining us, because I know a lot of people just came in, please head over to my Patreon to see everything you just missed. Okay. And it is time to end the show. Next week's guest and movie is a surprise, and we will announce them on my social medias. And so make sure you check back. It's a huge, you're going to love it. That's all I have to say. So that's all I have to say. And that's all I have to say. And now, and make sure you watch, when I announce the movie, let's get into this rhythm. When I announce the movie, please watch it before you come back to the show. I hope you come back to the show. And so now get ready for my closing. I'm going to do another number for you. Would you like me to do a performance for y'all? Huh? Would you like to put it in the performance? I mean, put it in the chat. Would you like a performance? Somebody wants to know if Wraith is betrothed. Would you like me to do a number? You want me to do a number? Okay. Put something up. So play that intro, and then I'll be right back with a number. And we'll. This is Pep Talks.
I just remember thinking to myself, I love that Queen Latifah is a lesbian in this movie.
A weekly interactive show where I cover hot topics and issues of the day.
I might have heard it, and I just wasn't listening, I guess. I didn't think it affected me.
This season, I'm watching legendary classic Black movies with some of my favorite and closest celebrity friends. And then we're going to discuss them live with all of you. So get ready, throw on your favorite PJs, and let's dish on these movies. Can y'all hear the music? Baby, here I am, I'm a man on the scene. I can't give you what you want, but you got to come home with me. I got some good old loving, and I got some more in store. And when I get through throwing it on you, you got to come back for more. Boys and things, they come by the dozen. That ain't nothing but drugstore loving. Hey, little thing, let me light your candle, 'cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now. You're around. I think I did this last week. Sorry, whatever, who cares? Actions speak louder than words, and I'm a man of great experience. I know you got another man, but I can love you better than him. Take my hand, don't be afraid. I'm gonna prove every word I say. I'm advertising love for free, so you can place your ad with me. Boys and things, they come by the dozen. That ain't nothing but drugstore loving. Hey, little thing, let me light your candle. Cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now. Get around. Cause I'm hard. So hard to handle now. Oh, baby. Baby. Here I am, I'm a man on the scene. I can give you what you want, but you got to come on me. I have got some good, and then I got some more in store. And when I get through throwing it on you, you got to come back for more. And boys and things, they come by the dozen, but that ain't nothing but 10-cent loving. Hey, little thing, let me light your pinnacles. Mama, I'm sure. Cause I'm hard. So hard to handle now. Oh, baby. Ow. Got some good loving. Got some good loving. Boys and things, they come by the dozen. That ain't nothing but drugstore loving. Hey, little cause I'm hard, so hard to handle now. Oh, baby. Oh, oh. Got some good loving. Got some good loving. Mm-mm-mm. I'm hard, so hard to handle now. Oh, baby. Yeah, ow, 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 ow. Thanks for watching. Mwah.